Okay, I'm just about to do a tutorial on how to cut a choppy layered bob. So I'm going to just show you my model's hair now. So it sort of would be just past shoulders. It's really straggly on the bottom. So I'm going to bring it up sort of just above the shoulders, and I'm going to really texture it. So I want it to be like one of those bobs that you see like the balayage colour in, because I'm actually going to do a balayage colour in it afterwards. So yeah, I'm going to wash her hair and then I will show you how to do it. Okay, so I've washed my model's hair, and now what we're going to do is, with every haircut, what you do is well, in fact, pretty much with anything to do with hair, if you're colouring or cutting, we always use the same sectioning, which is like a hot cross bun, which goes from the front of the head down to the back, and then from the top to the top of each ear. This gives you like obviously a really clear sectioning, which makes anything you do much easier. So we section that from there. 2 clips. So I've got 2 clips. I'm going to, so you've now got your 4 sections, and then as always, what's really important when you're going to do a haircut is that your client's head is tilted forward, because if it's straight up, most people don't have their heads sitting straight up like how they will do when you go to cut their hair. If you put it forward, it means you avoid having graduation on your haircut, so it all means that the underneath layer will always be shorter, so that when they put their head up, the top layer sits over. So if you don't do that and you get graduation, that's when you can, if you're going for a bob in particular, it can be at that length where it will start to flick out, because the top weight will sit on top of the underneath, which will then mean that the bottom layer will flick out. So that's why with a bob in particular, it's really important that your client's head is tilted forward like that. Okay, so every section I take is usually about an inch and a half deep. You want it enough that you can see properly what you're cutting, and you can see what's underneath, because the first section you cut is obviously the baseline. So this is the most important, if you like, line of the whole haircut, because this is what you will follow the rest of the way round. So your client's head's forward. Make sure that their legs aren't crossed. You need to make sure that their shoulders are straight, because people really do slouch and they don't realise, especially if you're crossing your legs. Okay. So I'm gonna go. So I generally always use the big side of the comb, because I like, even though I'm combing the hair down like that, I like to have a little bit of natural tension in it. So if somebody's hair has got a real distinctive hairline kink, you're almost allowing that to be there. Where obviously when you use the smaller end of the comb, you're brushing it all much straighter, so you're pulling it tighter rather. Whereas with the big end of the comb, the big teeth side, or whatever you call it, you comb it down and it has a little bit more movement. So first of all, I'm just going to cut it straight across. One of the main reasons why people will go wrong with this haircut is because straight across very easily feels like that shape, because when you're at the back and someone's got their head forward, it feels much more natural to go like this, and then all of a sudden then you're taking your shape round. That's why sometimes people find when they're doing it at home and they cut it, it always comes up shorter at the front, and that is basically because the baseline isn't straight. So when I say it needs to be straight, it needs to be like straight, like your ruler, like that. Like, so obviously it's probably almost going to look like it comes down at both sides, because naturally you're going to want to like curve it round. So it literally is straight across. So do you see my fingers there? I don't know if you can, maybe I'll move this over. So look, straight, and then it's literally coming straight across like that. like that there. So it's like straight like a ruler. Naturally, you are going to want to go like that, but that is a mistake. So we come down like that. Also, look at how I'm holding my scissors. So this is obviously, you've got your scissors, you've got it on your ring finger. And then what I'm doing is I'm combing it down, and then I'm literally tipping my hand forward like that and going across. Fingers like that, coming across. And then we're going to do the same the other side. Down, straight across. This time actually I've gone the other way, but that I'm trying to avoid being in front of the camera. So this is your most important line, because this is going to set you up for the rest of the haircut. So you want to come right behind and you want it to be straight. Now what we do is we just take the next section. So we're going to do the same, like an inch, inch and a half each side. The main thing is you want to be able to see what's underneath. So look, I can see that line there, so that's fine. Okay, and then again, we're just gonna, this time, obviously with our wide tooth end of the comb it down. Now, where we can see the line, so you can see that, that's the line there. You're not gonna, you need to cut it literally, so it's on the line or under the line. Do not cut it, you don't wanna cut anything off of that line. So you literally, I would almost go like just a fraction underneath it. So that, again, the reason why that is so that you get a real nice blunt finish. After we've done this, we're going to chip into it, but we want, first of all, to get a real precise line, because that is what's going to make all the difference to your haircut. Okay, perfect, and then we go again. And again, we're just following our baseline. So if your section's thin enough, like you can see there. So literally, you're just now cutting to that line. That's why your baseline is the most important line. Oh. Okay, and if you're following the right line, then that should be spot on. Okay, do the next bit. Like, I thought that was a really good idea. Okay, and then the last bit. And then just check it. Perfect. If it's not perfect at this point, don't go any further. Go back and start again. And that's why it's really important that when you do it, I would always, the first time you do it, cut it like maybe an inch longer than what you want it to be, because once you've put it in, you can obviously go back and make it shorter. It will be easier to just cut it up a little bit shorter if you get it spot on a bit longer, because you can literally cut exactly the same amount off up. But obviously if you cut it, you start at the exact length you want and it goes a bit wrong, then you're screwed. Okay, so as you can see, because I cut it straight, now I've put her head straight, you see. So if I'd cut it coming like straight and that would have felt like that, then I would have put her head forward and now the line would be starting to go up like that. But because I cut it straight, like ruler straight, like that, now I've put it up and it will follow round like that. So that's why that line is the most important line. Okay, so now we are literally just going to bring this round. So it will almost have a really slight angle coming down, because, I mean, you can go straighter, but it's almost better to go slightly down, because once someone moves their head about, it's very easy for it to look like it goes up, and then that's when we feel like the back's lower, and that's not such a nice shape going down like that. So I would always do it that it's coming just a fraction down at the front. I'm trying to do this with my torso twisted in bits. Like this, so we're just literally coming round like this. Can you see that? Yeah. So although it looks like if you now look at it from the side and you was cutting the back, you'd think you was cutting it curved, but you're not. You're cutting it straight. Like if I turn it back round like that, from the back here, all of this is as straight as the ruler. But so although when you come round here, like your brain tells you that from the back this has come round, but it's not. It's all straight. Okay, and then we're just going to come here. Perfect. And then we take the next section. Perfect. And then you're going to go around the other side. And just do the same sections about an inch and a half. Okay, and then we come around the front. And hopefully, if your baseline was right, this should be pretty spot on. Look at that. Absolutely nailed it. Okay, and then because this model has obviously got some layers in, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this quite choppy, because afterwards I'm going to do like a really nice balayage effect with this colour. So what I want from this haircut, I want it to be one of those like tousled haircuts that you almost just can let dry naturally. Like you can see her hair is straight, but almost by putting you know, I use conditioner a lot. I'm going to show you how I style this with a bit of conditioner, and almost just really using your hands and just using the blow dryer a little bit. So yeah, so I've put the bottom shape in, and now I'm just going to put some texture. But we'll just check around the shape at the front. So here we go. I'm just going to comb this forward. Okay, so I'm just going to literally bring this. We've got the sort of fringe lengths already there, so I'm just going to chip that in there. And then I'm going to bring this side here. So I've put this bit in here, and then I'm going to just bring this here. Don't bring it out too far, because otherwise you'll put, like, if you bring this out forward and you cut it, then you've got to remember you're cutting into this bit of the hair. So you're literally just wanting to take the ends off this bit here. So you comb, and then you're just going to literally, can you see that? Yeah. Chip into here. Just literally softening that line and taking off any little split ends there. Okay, perfect. And then we come around this side and do the same. So we've got the bit in the middle here. And then you're just going to bring that to there, not too far forward. Both sides of this is different because I've done different things on each side. Okay. Perfect. And now I am going to literally just put some like layers through it. So what I'll do, this bit of hair here is going to be here. So we're going to comb it all up like this. So when you pull that forward, you'll see where that bit of hair is. So you comb up like this. There's your hair, and then I'm going to just literally chop into this to that length. And then I'm going to go down this side like this. And then I'm going to bring that up. Like straight up, like that. And then, so you want to join that. So here you've got the bit you just cut, and then here is the bottom there. So you want to join those two bits together, but not cut anything off of that bit. So you come up like that, and then you do the same the other side. So you bring down like that. Quite hard to do when you're contouring your body. So you've got your fringe bit here, and then your end. And then you're going to just, and I would do that just by chipping in, because you want it to be, like I said, a soft, tousled sort of look. So you can see already how that's like taking some weight out of the bottom there. Okay, so now what we want to do, so where we've just put that in, we want to just take this up. We just want to bring that up and just soften the layers round to the back. So we're going to come up here, chip into there, and then we're going to take this bit here, and we're going to bring that up. So you're just literally following this line up. So you'll see what I mean in a sec when I pull this up. Okay, so look, so we've got that bit that we've just cut there, we've got the bottom length here, and now we need, so the shape you are doing, so we've got a shape like that there, and now we're going to go a shape like that there. So like, that's how I always see a haircut in shape. So your shapes are like, so you've got square round, then you've got this shape round the front, and then from this bit to this bit, you've got like an angle up like that. The main thing is, as well, is just never cutting anything off of the line that you started with. Like, so that, whether it be this, like the line that's at the bottom, always make sure that you don't cut into that bit, because you'll end up in all sorts of trouble. So here we've got the bottom bit here, and here we've got that bit. So I'm just going to literally chip that corner off. And I'm going to do that all the way round. So I'm going to just pull this up. I can do it like this. And I'm just going to connect that bit with that bit like that. And do that round. Once you've done one bit, you should be able to see your guide and just follow that round. So I can see here, move that forward, I can see the bit that I cut just now. So then you just go like that and just follow the line round. And if you do that all the way round, you'll be laughing. And then come to the side. And you're just doing the same shape. Just cutting that so that it all goes round. And then the front you've already done, so you won't need to do that. Look at that, you can see that looks perfect. Now come round the other way, and then we're gonna do the same. So we're gonna bring that up like this. That's the bit I've already done. So then we go to the next bit, which will be here. In fact, this was the side that I've cut differently before, so this side probably is already. This is your first equal haircut, madam. Okay,